George and I live in a country called Cyprus. You should be able to see and hear me and also see my computer screen. The reason I have my screen up is because I am gonna show some stuff of my YouTube channel. Hopefully we'll see how that goes. But this is a testimonial for Robert from Shalalala Studios, and it mostly has to do with him advising me on my YouTube channel itself. So let's start by, if I can find the old artwork, I could show it to you, assuming YouTube has a history of it. If not, I should be able to find it in my older videos. So, or maybe I'll just find it on my computer. So essentially, I will look for it while I talk. So this testimonial is basically about Rob and how he provided me with some advice on how to make my channel better, I guess I would say. So I'd start by saying that he said that I should use my name. Specifically, I'll show you my previous art later because it's going to be tough for me to find it immediately. But I will be looking for it. But let me just go to my channel real quick and show you what Rob had suggested that I should use my name and that I should use a banner like this. With my face on it so that people could actually understand that I was a real person. Obviously, if you watch my videos, you'll see that I am a real person, whether you watch my client-related videos or the Greek ones. Most of you probably won't understand, but most of them are in English, and I explain to people how to solve problems, mostly about websites, which is yet another thing that Rob had suggested that I actually explain to people what my profession is, and also in the about page, but also link my website and any other social links that I might have. I'm clicking around so that you guys can see what I'm talking about here. And I'm not really a YouTube person, so because I work and I make websites for people, I don't really do YouTube as much, which is why I went to Rob for some YouTube related advice. He comes to me for his web advice, and I go to him for the video advice, obviously. So initially my website wasn't getting much traffic because of the type of content I was writing about, and when I switched to writing about something I know, which is code and Divi, the tool that I use to build websites with and stuff, that changed. But my YouTube channel wasn't something that I sort of spent time on. So Rob had suggested that I tie in videos to the blog posts on my website. So if I go to my website currently, you will see that I do actually have videos in places where I have my blog posts. For example, if I go to my blog here, you will see that in these blog posts where I explain things to people that understand what these are. Oh, by the way, this was actually my YouTube banner. So if I open this in a new tab or I save it somewhere, so this was essentially my YouTube banner. It was just wider. So it would just say Divi code snippets, and it would have this random codes, this random code snippet thing on the back. So that was my YouTube cover art that I had before. I didn't think about mobile. I didn't really care because for me, my YouTube channel wasn't something that I assumed would be an asset to my business, if that makes sense. And obviously that changed with Rob's advice, obviously. So let's go back to my blog post here. You can see that I have a video describing exactly what I would be doing in this tutorial, how to store database values to WP Forms to an external remote database. I show the example. Obviously, I have the code for people that understand it here, and I explain how I do it and what I do and whatever. Rob has always suggested that because in this video, one of the problems you will see if I click play. Okay? So one thing you can see is that you can't really make out the letters. And again, per Rob's advice, that's because I was using Restream Free, which I am actually using to also record this testimonial. You can see that that's me, and I probably did this at night after work, obviously, which is why it's so dark behind me. Um, but you can see that the quality is a bit bad because obviously I'm using the free version of Restream, which doesn't allow for high quality video and stuff. So Rob always suggested that I should describe to people what I do, like what content is on my channel, whether I blog or I'm talking in a video like now. So I should tell people, for example, that I'm a web developer, that I mostly use Divi. I do use other things, but my tool of choice is Divi, and that's what I feel I'm an expert on. Um, it's always quite productive to talk with Rob because he has ideas about the whole concept of the channel. Although my channel isn't big, I don't have crazy followers and stuff. This this cover art I did get comments about simply just because I changed it, because people started thinking that I'll be more active on this platform simply because I changed the cover art. Because some people, to be honest, because of what I do, they do watch out for my videos because they want a solution to a problem, and that's usually how it goes. So um, we had a discussion about Rob's website and stuff like that on Rob's channel when we had first met, and I did some website stuff for him. And one of the cool things that I saw that he does, which I didn't until he advised me that is actually something that I should be doing, is um, for example, the fact that I should um, use my blog posts, repurpose them, and make them into videos so that Google and YouTube can sort of, because YouTube is owned by Google, obviously, these things are interconnected. And to Google, if Google's the first search engine when you use words, YouTube is the second when it comes to video. So why not embed your videos into your content on your website like I did here? Like I did on my website, as I showed before, because Google started picking that up, obviously. Anyway, I the good thing about Rob is he knows what I do, and it's not like he suggested I change who I am or what I do. It's just that it should look more professional. So, for example, when you go to Rob's channel, you'll see. I think I should have it here, or I should just go to the site. Obviously, I'm in Europe. He's in the States. That's why the site might be a bit slow on my side. But for example, I don't know. Rob has his stuff here. I need to go somewhere else. It's the portfolio maybe. Portfolio, yeah. So if I go to his portfolio, you'll see he uses something he calls uh, lower thirds. I guess it's a video term that I know nothing about. So what lower thirds are like things like those that you see in the news. Let me see. Do I have it here? Ah, there they are. So, oh, I don't want to leave this, but what I wanted to show is the lower thirds that he suggested I use, which I still have to implement, to be entirely honest. The lower third is like adding the person's name on the bottom. Like it looks more like a professional news kind of thing. That was one of his suggestions. He did say that I should repurpose my videos that I make for clients into like FAQs for how do you do X in WordPress, because I do loads of videos like that on my channel for clients, and sometimes I don't. I send it directly to the client, and I never. It's on my channel, but it's under like a playlist called client videos, and they're not on my site because I just assume it's a problem that I'm solving for a client. So if I go to my videos, uh, what is it? Yeah, if I go to my videos, I would. Sorry, I'm a bit clumsy when it comes to this kind of stuff. But for example, I solved a problem for someone. Oh, this one's in Greek. It's not going to help anybody that watches Testimonial. But for example, I have a video on how to check if your website is showing WebP images. Now, what this does is it tells someone, because loads of even people that are developers ask me, how do I actually check that my site is serving WebP? This video was made for a client. It seems like I made it like a year ago. It feels like yesterday, to be honest. And it was just showing them how to, how to be able to tell if the images are no longer JPEG or PNG, but there's something in a Google format, which is WebP, which is one of those things. Like I made it for the client and I have it on my channel, but it was specifically made for this client. I didn't repurpose it anywhere on my website, which was another suggestion Rob had made. He also said that the lower thirds thing that I was showing you before should be used to promote like my social media, because nobody knows that I'm George WebDevCY on YouTube or George WebDevCY on Twitter. And I am starting to thinking of utilizing that, not because I didn't think of it before, but I find it, for me, I find it hard to create those assets that I would require to do that. And obviously, um, having Rob with me would help me actually getting to do that at some point. It's just because he has the technical know-how to do it, and I would need to waste time to research it, and I would probably do it wrong the first time around. It's like learning web development. I'm a different web developer than I was 5 years ago. This is what Rob does, in a sense. Like he does video production, so he probably already knows what I need to know, and that's also sort of why you would use services from Rob. He has the technical know-how that you don't want to waste your time figuring out. Because if you're like me, you don't have time to figure this out. Like you actually work and you need to figure things out quickly and not waste time. And to be honest, that is why you would use Rob, because if you had the time to figure that out, then you wouldn't be we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be having this conversation. But all his advice has helped my channel sort of grow and become useful to people. Like I have a video that I did, I don't know how long ago. Let's just do, I don't know, let's just do analytics for fun. I don't know if it's illegal to show you analytics on YouTube. Google will probably have a fuss about this, but let's just say, I don't know. Uh, let's just say, I don't know, just take a year, take like 22 or something. You'll see that I have these bumps, and obviously at some point I have follows, and the reality is that most of my videos, so if I go to not to this specific video, but if I go to my analytics for my channel in general and I check, I have a video that I did 2 years ago that still gets views. So today, so for example, it says that I did this video for the Divi contact form on December 4th, 2018. It has, in the last 28 days, it has 200 and whatever views it is, 220 views. But if you look at the lifetime of my channel and the videos, this is my highest rating video, and it's something I really did. Uh, however many years ago. We're now 2023. I said 2 years ago, but it's not two, it's five. Um, and this was literally me just trying to explain a support problem that existed related to Divi, and it seems to still exist for some people, and they seem to find this video useful. But my videos don't look professional, to be honest. If you go into some of them, people are like, you're really your audio quality is bad. For example, I didn't have the headset that I currently have, so my audio was from a webcam, from a silly webcam on my PC that's about 5 years old, and the audio was really bad. And also, then they would say things like, "We can't see your screen, especially when you're coding," and that's due to me using the free version of Restream. So sometimes you do need some equipment, and if you don't have the equipment, people like Rob could tell you what to use, or could set you up with something they already have as a setup and sort of do it remotely with you. I'm assuming because Rob does do remote video production for people. I am aware of this, and he is promoting this kind of service now as well. So I have to thank Rob for all his advice, because honestly, without it, my channel would still have that gruesome art. And the reality is that even the smallest things like this cover art, that he actually helped me sort of get to this point as to what should be here, what's important, that I'm a real person, that my name is in the cover art. What I sort of do is immediately apparent when you open the channel, I would think. Um, and all of these kind of new tips that he's now given me. So use lower thirds, repurpose your, even the stuff you do for one client, which could not, maybe no other client will use it, but repurpose that as content on your website is a great idea from Rob. And I can't thank him enough for the advice that he's trying to give me or given me. And we have a working relationship, and it's always, if there's something new, he always comes back and says, you should try this because it has had some great results. And although I'm in a different country than he is, and he doesn't know the cultural nuances of the country that I live in, the things that he suggests I apply. Obviously, first of all, video like YouTube is like international, so it doesn't have to do so much with culture. But even the things that would be different culturally, what he suggests me do, like changing the cover art, being more um, professional, repurposing my content, making sure that what I put out there is like quality. And even though I haven't implemented the lower thirds things, I do think that when I get to implementing the lower third suggestion, that my videos will automatically have a sort of higher quality, if that makes sense. Um, so all I can say is thank you, Rob. As always, we will be in touch. And I can't thank you enough for all the advice you've given me. Thanks for taking a listen, guys.